Hey everyone, it's Sydney. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome. I would really love if you subscribe to my channel. I try to post new videos like at least once a week, mostly just talking about my experience going to prison and sometimes some other stuff too. So I think what I have received the most questions about since I've been posting videos is about strip searches. Yes, I did have to get strip searched. I actually did like quite a bit. So I'm just gonna kind of like share with you guys what that was like, when and why I had to do it, and just the whole process of what I actually like had to do. The very first time I had to get strip searched was like when I first got to prison, right before like going through intake. And I have also received a lot of questions about the intake process and you guys wanting me to explain that. That video is coming soon. I have yet to film it, but I see you guys and thank you so much for like your interest and just asking questions and letting me know what you guys want me to talk about. So the first time I got strip searched was right when I got there. Even though they had like a full body scanner, like an x-ray scanner that we had to go through, but since it was like new and nobody really knew how to read it correctly, they kept like messing up. The whole point of that was like so that we wouldn't have to get strip searched, but literally everyone that I came in with had to go through the scanner like multiple times and get strip searched. We also did have to get UA'd, which is like a drug test, a urinalysis. Then I did not get strip searched again until probably like a little over a month later when I got transferred to a new prison, because again they had to UA me to make sure that I hadn't like taken any drugs since being at the facility. And when they UA you, like they have two officers watching you, so you have to like strip search first and then like pee in front of them. Strip searching just kind of became like a pretty normal thing for me because anytime after you have a visit, so I had visits most weekends, after every visit you have to get strip searched out before returning to your unit. Also at my job I was required to leave the gate and actually go outside of like the barbed wire fence, so if we were ever left unattended and weren't under constant watch of one of the correctional officers, we would have to get strip searched on our way back in to make sure we weren't like sneaking anything in from the parking lot. Besides that, the only other time was if they would do like a random urinalysis, which every once in a while they did do just like random UAs. They would just like pick a random room and person from a list and do it to make sure that people weren't like doing drugs. And again, they like watch you and make you strip before doing it. A lot of people really had an issue with strip searching. Like a lot of the inmates complained. They were like, it's so humiliating and degrading. I personally like didn't have that much of an issue with it. I mean, I kind of expected that that was gonna happen in prison, you know? Plus I'm a raver, so like being naked around a bunch of people is like my natural habitat. I think the weirdest thing about it was just like the fact that the officers that were strip searching us every weekend were like the same officers that we would like see around or like would be like our unit officer. So it was just kind of weird like being in the gym or something and like the officer that's in charge of like facilitating that and like watching over that is like the same officer that just saw you naked like the day before. Like walking around the yard making eye contact with someone that literally just saw your butthole the day before. I was like, geez, this is freshman year of college all over again. Okay. That was a joke. Okay, let's just get right into it. I'm gonna show you guys like what the actual strip search consisted of. All right, let's jump right in. So basically we would get started by just like taking off each layer of clothing and handing it to the officer individually so they could like shake it out or like check the pockets. We hand them our shoes and they would like clap them out and like look through them and make sure that there was nothing hidden in there. And then they didn't want like your bra or underwear or socks, but so we would just take them off and like throw them to the side after we're like shaking it out, showing them that there was nothing hidden in there. And then you show the inside of your mouth, They ask you if you have dentures, partials, or plates. All my teeth are real, so I just said no. But I think maybe if you had like dentures, you would have to like take them out and like show that there was nothing inside them. I don't know. I've never seen someone else get strip searched. That's not allowed. So yeah, this, and then wiggle your fingers, lift up your arms, make sure that there's nothing under here. Girls with really big boobs had to like lift up their boobs to make sure nothing was underneath. I didn't have that issue. And then you, okay, let's see. Turn around and lift up both legs and like wiggle your toes to make sure that there's nothing under your feet. And then you stay turned around, you squat, cough, so like, you know, really like hard so that if there was anything inside you, it would theoretically come out. And then you bend at the waist and like separate your butt cheeks. So they would literally say like, look at your fingers, arms up, turn around, wiggle your toes, squat, cough, bend, separate. That was like, that's the little dance. So yeah, then you can get redressed, and that's pretty much it. It was really funny because a lot of the officers that we got were really new, or they would be like training. So when they were like first starting, like they would be so uncomfortable having to do it. And which I get, like it could be pretty intimidating if you're a new to being a correctional officer. You're first of all scared because you think like the things that most people think about prison, even though where I was, it was not like super dangerous and scary. But, and then now you're like having to watch them like get undressed and like look at their buttholes. But yeah, obviously only females were allowed to conduct the strip searches with other females. And also there could never be just like one officer and one inmate in like the room together. Like there always had to be at least 2 officers just to make sure and prevent any sort of, you know, shenanigans from going down. Honestly though, like after visiting, people did still sneak stuff in. Like it's not that hard. I never snuck anything, but like girls would bring in like little jars of nail polish. Like that was going around a lot right before I left. Like people were selling nail polish and like painting their toenails and stuff. And drugs, like people like snuck drugs in. A lot of the time people were on meth. So yeah, that is a real thing. I probably wouldn't have even noticed it if like people hadn't brought it to my attention, just because I've like never done those kind of drugs, you know, so I don't really like notice the mannerisms of someone that's on meth really, you know. But once it was brought to my attention, I did sort of start to notice. But that's not my business, you know. It's not my business. But I hope that gave you guys a little insight as to what it's like to be strip searched and just like how I felt about it. Again, like it wasn't that big of a deal to me, but a lot of people really had issues with it. Another thing that I had heard was like a lot of, or at least a couple of the bigger girls said that like some of the officers would be like super rude, like about them like making sure that nothing was like in their rolls and stuff. They'd be like, lift your rolls, and like, which is super fucked up, you know. I guess it really just depends on the officer. For the most part, I felt like there was like mutual respect anytime that it was happening. It was like, we both don't want this to be happening, but like it's the rules, so like it's in their job description, and like I don't have a choice. So yeah, thanks for watching as I explained my little strip search dance, and I will see you guys next time.